Justin Rose, of England, plays his shot from the 11th tee during the third round of the U.S. Open Golf Championship credit, AP in a U.S. Open third round of high, ludicrous drama which saw Phil Mickelson lose the plot and the USGA lose the course. Dustin Johnson lost the lead, before regaining it again despite shooting a 7 over 77. Say what you like about the 118th U.S. Open, but it is anything but boring. Chaotic, most definitely. The upshot is that, after one of the most frenetic days in recent major memory, the world number one is in a four-way tie on 3 over, with defending champion Brooks Koepka and 2 other Americans in Daniel Berger and Tony Finau. Justin Rose is next, on 4 over after a 73 that actually verged on the heroic seeing as he only hit 5 greens in regulation. But on the 18th, he ran out of par saves, watching in horror as his lag from just off the green continued to roll 15 feet past. By then, the greens were on the baked side of absurd. Dustin Johnson reacts after putting on the 10th green during the third round of the U.S. Open Golf Championship credit, AP. The Englishman is bang in the mix, however, and still has his second U.S. Open in tantalizing vision along with the opportunity to replace Johnson at the top of the rankings. "I feel like the course was on the line and some of the pin positions were over the line," he said. "But there will be a winner tomorrow evening and I am right where I want to be." Doubtless this Saturday will be recalled in history primarily for Mickelson deliberately hitting his ball back towards the hole as it sped down a slope, a shameful action which was only sanctioned with a 2-shot penalty to leave him with an 8-1 on 16 under. But says so much that the carnage on the course afterwards rivaled Mickelson as a storyline. Even Mike Davis, the USGA executive director, admitted, "We went too far with the course setup." Phil Mickelson of the U.S. sits in the grass on the 13th during first-round play at the 2018 Masters Golf Tournament in Augusta. Credit, Reuters. The progression of Berger and Finau summed up the ridiculousness. They were in a tie for 45th at the start of the day, only 2 shots inside the cut line. Courtesy of a pair of 66s, they have a shot at equaling Lou Graham's record for the largest 36-hole comeback. Graham was also 11 back after 2 rounds of the 1975 U.S. Open at Medina. Although, it must be said that if Sunday's conditions are similarly skewed, anyone within 10 shots must fancy their chances. Ian Poulter shot a 76 to fall back to 7 over, while Tommy Fleetwood's 78 took him to 9 over. Another Englishman in Tyrrell Hatton could only manage a 2 over 72, but that leapt him up 16 places into the top 10 alongside Poulter. The latter referred to the greens as almost impossible. Henrik Stenson was caught swearing before an interview on Sky, and after his 74 for a 5 over total, nobody can blame him. Henrik Stenson of Sweden plays his shot from the 6th tee during the third round. Credit, Getty. It was enthralling viewing for many, and the New York fans seemed to love it, cheering as balls ran off greens and chanting, "USGA, USGA," as they went. All those warnings about a repeat of 2004, when Shinnecock became so cement-like it was farcical, seemed to be coming true. Zach Johnson, the 2-time major champion, said what many of the pros and caddies were thinking. "No, we're not on the edge. I thought we could be on the edge, but we've surpassed it. It's pretty much gone," which is unfortunate because, in my opinion, it's one of the best venues in all of golf. Shinnecock Hills is beautiful, but unfortunately they've lost the golf course. When you have a championship that comes down to either luck or a fortuitous bounce or sheer luck, that's not right, and we are there already. It's unfortunate that our nation's tournament is already shot at a venue that they lost 14 years ago. When you are 15 or 20 feet away and you're trying not to 3-putt, that's probably not a proper way to play, in my opinion. We are going to see sheer carnage out there, and it's unfortunate. Zach Johnson tees off the 7th hole during the third round of the U.S. Open Golf Tournament at Shinnecock Hills. Credit, USA Today. Berger and Finau both played well, but Berger, who finished more than 5 holes before Johnson, explained why they had such a huge advantage by going out so early. "It's going to be extremely difficult this afternoon. Berger said when he finished, an hour before the leaders went out. The firmness, the first 9 holes was a different level than when we got to the back 9. So, I mean, I'm only going to imagine that, as the wind picks up, as, you know, the sun beats down on them, they're just going to get faster. Prescient words, which will also likely apply on Sunday unless the USGA acts. Do not hold your breath. Jim Furyk, the U.S. Ryder Cup captain, who could give himself a big selection headache should he prevail from 7th on 6 over, shrugged it off as USGA business as usual. That's the US Open for you, he said. You just have to live with it.